Greetings. Alright, welcome back. We're doing Aquarius now, in the environments that are under the domain of the Aquarius Rasi. So, Yavana Jataka gives Aquarius as ruling rules places of tanks and aquifers, like water holding tanks, not like military tanks. Places of tanks and aquifers, fields of poor grain, haunts of birds, and areas suitable for liquor cellars and gambling. So it's really a lot there. So, tanks and aquifers is probably the most obvious one because Aquarius is the water bearer. So it's about giving water, giving resources. It's about making life more bearable for everyone. And the Aquarius really knows that life is full of suffering and that everyone is suffering. Even a king, even a great happy person, pretty much everyone is suffering on some level. And so Aquarius tends to feel really stuck sometimes in life until they start to just help humanity and just try to help humanity in whatever way they can. So in the old days, this would have been by building tanks and ponds and water, giving access to water, which is the basic need we all have. But this can be expanded a great deal. So really a lot of places that are focused on improving the quality of life for people and relieving the burdens of life would be under the domain of Aquarius. So there's probably a lot that could be thought about and considered in this context. Fields of poor grain. So Aquarius is kind of a Sudra sign of Saturn's not a wealthy planet, sign of poor people, signs of, fields of poor grain, places where there's kind of a sense of lack going on, that can be ruled by Aquarius. Haunts of birds. That's sort of an interesting one. I don't really know how that equates to Aquarius, except for Aquarius is an air sign, and birds are obviously connected to the air element, and they're very social creatures. I don't really know why, other than that though. An area suitable for liquor cellars and gambling. That's very Aquarius, because Aquarius is about just being yourself, warts and all, they say, or just doing whatever you feel you have to do. And Aquariuses typically feel a lot of lack and emptiness in their life, no matter what they do. So not everyone is able to fill that emptiness in a healthy way. Hence liquor selling, gambling. A lot of the old texts about when they say things about Aquarius will say that they'll be drunkards or womanizers or things like that. I don't really want to go into all of why that is because I wrote a really great blog about that. So go to my website and read about the symbolism of the Aquarius Rasi. Search for that blog if you want to know more about why Aquarius might be inclined to do that more than other signs, and why the old texts say that and how that relates to modern life. But I've already covered all that in a very good, well thought out blog, so I don't want to go into that here. Another thing about Aquarius is Parashara says Aquarius is standing in deep water always. So that's really interesting. So Ernst Wilhelm was the first person to make this connection that Aquarius rules islands. And it does. It rules islands. And I've found this to work so unbelievably well. So standing in the deep. So it could even be like oil rigs, maybe like offshore oil rigs and things like that. Standing in the deep, in the middle of the ocean or in the middle of water. Maybe those would be ruled by Aquarius. Also, Aquarius is one of the most isolated signs. It's a very loner, isolated sign. And what did we used to do with people in the old days when we wanted to isolate them from society? We'd put them on an island, like how Australia started as a criminal penal colony, or how Napoleon was banished to an island, to Waterloo. You know what I mean? So it'd be really neat if we could have had Napoleon's data and see if some Aquarius stuff came up in his chart at that time. So I've used this really reliably, even at like the farmer's market in little 20-minute readings. If I see the fourth house or if I see certain things involving Aquarius, then I'll predict that they lived on an island. And they usually have. Not even it has to be a tropical island, but a little barrier island. Where I live in Charleston, South Carolina, there are some barrier islands. And, you know, one of the people I did a reading for was like, yeah, did you grow up on an island? They lived on Sullivan's Island. They grew up over there. Another client who I guess this for, they grew up on Staten Island, which is still technically an island, even though it's not what we would think of. Sorry, there's an ant biting me. There's a lot of fire ants in this property, probably because of the all this other fiery sign stuff that I have in my chart too. Relating to my place, not just Capricorn. So, right, back to, oh yeah, I've been to the British Virgin Islands twice, and there were just opportunities that my father gave me to take on a vacation, and I didn't have any choice of when we left or anything like that. And when we did that, the sun was transiting Aquarius and my 4th and 7th lord, and the sun represents the father. And it was transiting Aquarius, which is the sign of islands, and there were even other more specific things that I don't really want to go into here, but yeah, British Virgin Islands, Tortola. You can end up on a tropical island like that, or even a island that is more of a technical island, but not what you would think of as an island, like Staten Island, or just a place that you have to go over a bridge to get to. Yeah, so that's pretty much does it for Aquarius. And next one up's Pisces, the last one.